Here's another thing that those who teach a pre-tribulation rapture cite as evidence of the rapture occurring before the 7-year tribulation period even begins. There is no mention of the rapture in Revelation chapter 19, which comes at the end of the tribulation period. If the rapture is supposed to occur at the end of the tribulation, logically, one should expect to see at least the mention of it. There is no argument for me on this point. I don't think Scripture supports a post-tribulational rapture either. However, this is no proof of a pre-tribulational rapture. It's simply a strike against there being a post-tribulational rapture. There is clear scriptural evidence of the general time period that the rapture occurs within the 7-year tribulation period. It's before the wrath of God being poured out, but after the Antichrist has been revealed and been allowed to persecute Christians. This is as specific as Scripture gets, because no one knows the day or hour of Jesus' return. The rapture event itself is contained within the book of Revelation. It's found in Revelation chapter 6, verses 12 to 16, when the sixth seal of a scroll is opened by Jesus. When Jesus breaks the seal, a cosmic event takes place. The sun goes dark, the moon turns red, the stars appear to fall from the sky looks like it's rolling up like a scroll, and the planet experiences an unprecedented earthquake that shakes every island and mountain. People hide in the mountains, and they want to die. It's recognized that the time of God's wrath has come. In the next chapter, we see several things quickly occur. One of those things is that a vast multitude, too great to count, that was not previously seen in heaven, shows up in heaven all at once. They don't trickle in. They're said to be from every nation, kindred, people, and language. They're clothed in white robes and seen praising God. What happens next in sequence is the seventh seal is broken and God's wrath begins. This, not coincidentally, is the same picture of the rapture that Jesus spoke of during his Olivet Discourse. The book of Matthew chapter 24 verses 29 to 31 says, "Immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun will be darkened, the moon will not give its light, and the stars will fall down from heaven, and the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Then will appear in heaven the sign of the Son of Man, and then all of the tribes of the earth will mourn. And they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he'll send out his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they'll gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other." This is the same cosmic event of the sun, moon, stars, and earthquake. And then what happens? The elect are gathered and are taken to heaven. This is just what happened in Revelation chapter 6 and 7. Even though the Matthew account of the rapture says, after the tribulation of those days, it doesn't mean that the 7-year tribulation period is over. Only that there's already been plenty of tribulation prior to the rapture event. In fact, Jesus says that the tribulation that occurs prior to the rapture is the worst the world will have ever known. He also said if those days would not be cut short, that no one would survive. Those days will be cut short for the sake of Jesus' elect. They will be cut short in the form of a rescue called the rapture. There will still be plenty left to come during the 7-year tribulation period, according to the book of Revelation. But what will occur during the remainder of the 7 years, however long that is the outpouring of God's wrath. No, there is no picture of the rapture at the end of the 7-year tribulation period, because it takes place earlier, prior to the coming of God's wrath, but according to Jesus, after a great deal of persecution.